Hello there, lovely people. It is I, Magnanix, here once more with another video of the archived footage of PB-chan's recent costume stream. The costume this time was Link from the Legend of Zelda game series, with a few minor adjustments thrown in for fun and cuteness, because why not? PB-chan is cute after all. Accompanying this video, I will be going into a brief lore, the beginnings of the world of the Legend of Zelda. I have collated many of these pieces of information from across multiple sources on the internet, as, unfortunately, the game that is based directly after the creation of the world, Skyward Sword, is one that I have yet to play in the series. But from all research that I have done, everything appears to be in concert and aligned. Thanks will come at the end of the video. Let us begin. In the beginning there was nothing, no time, no life, not even spirits. All was flux and chaos incarnate. In this reality of the unreal, the void of absence, three goddesses descended to right this lack. Din, the goddess of power, Nehru, the goddess of wisdom, and Furor, the goddess of courage. Din, with her strong flaming arms, cultivated the land and created the red earth. Nehru poured her wisdom onto the earth and gave the spirit of lore to the world. Furor, with her rich soul, produced all life forms who would uphold that lore. Together, these three goddesses, through the combination of their power, created balance, a land brimming with mystery, life, and the hope of a bright future. Their labors completed, the three goddesses departed for the heavens. At the location of their departure, they left the golden sacred triangles, an all-powerful relic and symbol of their power. This symbol, known as the Triforce, grants the heart's desire of its holder when mastered. It does not distinguish between good nor evil, as it is a remnant of purest balance. Only those individuals who meet the stringent requirements for this artifact can make use of its power. A strong heart, innate ability, and balance of the three virtues: power, wisdom, and courage. Should an unworthy being come in contact with the relic, it will split into its three constituent parts. The finder is left only one of the three pieces, the one that matches the virtue they most strongly embody. The other two pieces of this relic will be granted to other individuals at the same time, who embody those remaining virtues. The Triforce was entrusted to the goddess Hylia to keep and protect the vestige of power left by the divine creators. However, as is the way with balance, with good must also come bad. The Demon King Demise lusted over the lands above, wishing to make the world his own. Gathering his monstrous armies, he launched an attack on the surface, slaughtering indiscriminately and spreading misfortune with every stroke of his plan. All of this was perpetuated with but one goal: to obtain the divine power guarded by Hylia. Gathering the surviving humans on a segment of land, Hylia used her power to seal and send the land into the high heavens, beyond the very clouds themselves, granting succor from the insanity of the surface, a place out of reach of the evil that plagued it. Staying true to her duty, Hylia sent the Triforce to the sky as well, hiding the path to its three pieces within the temple known as Sky Keep, located underneath what would become known as the Isle of the Goddess. Then, along with the remaining inhabitants, they all banded together to seal Demise away with magic, ultimately restoring a modicum of peace. Time passes, and eventually a young maiden is born, given the name Zelda, unknowingly the reincarnation of the goddess Hylia. This young girl grew up alongside a childhood friend known as Link, now but a simple knight in training. Trouble brews on the surface too, eventually culminating in a cumulo-calamity. Forgive my alliteration, but the forces of evil are stirring as the seal is weakening on Demise. A large gale-force tornado tears into the skies, dislodging Zelda and forcing her to the surface. Following his destiny, Link, the young knight in training, discovers the goddess' sword and is guided by its spirit, Fi, to the surface to rescue the goddess's incarnation, Zelda. Link travels the lands, besting armies of foes, powerful dungeons, and finally obtaining the powerful Master Sword. Zelda is rescued from the demonic henchman who had captured her on the surface by Impa of the Shadow Folk, or known as the Sheikah tribe. Zelda regains the memories of her former incarnation and realizes the dire state that the world is in. In order to strengthen the seal that protects the land from the Demon King Demise's influence, her and Impa attempt to return to the past, using the Temple of Time within the desert. Unfortunately, they are not left to their own devices, and are hunted by the evil of the land, ultimately ending up with Zelda being kidnapped by the culprit who started it all, a being known as Yirahim. Link, our young knight, chases Yirahim to the past, in the hopes of rescuing Zelda and stopping the evil machinations Yirahim holds. Unfortunately, not everything turns out the way that Link wished. He was unable to prevent the return of Demise, who, upon that return, begins consuming Zelda's soul and the powers within her. Demise then explains to Link his plan of ownership and rule, of dominating the world. The two battle to the death. A dangerous and long fight ensues. The destined hero, Link, against the Demon King, Demise. Finally, after an arduous encounter, Demise is mortally wounded and at death's door. Before he is killed, however, he curses reality. An incarnation of hatred will be reborn, pursuing the domination of the world, as well as those with the blood of the goddess and the spirit of the hero, in a cycle without end. Finally destroyed, the essence of Demise fuses into the Master Sword to dissolve over time. Returning to the present, Link then resheathes the Master Sword into the pedestal of the goddess, causing his companion, Fi, to fall into an eternal slumber. Around this pedestal is built the Temple of Time, sealed by the power of the Three, and guarded by the royal family of the now cleansed Hyrule. The Triforce is sealed within the sacred lands, a parallel dimension where it can be kept safe, and the three keys of the goddess's power are scattered across the land. And that, dear friends, is where you would find Link waking up in Kokiri Village. Ready for the tale of a certain instrument of time. And now I'd like to take a moment of your time, lovely people, to thank you, yourself, especially if you've stuck around for this long, as well as those lovely people who are, as always, my patrons. Thank you so much for continual support. But, well, there was an idea presented on a previous stream I was watching, one by one of my patrons called Little Bagel, who mentioned that I seem to put emphasis on Soul Flayer's name when I say it. It has not been my intention, but Soul Flayer is amazing. So in lieu of this, I figured today, why not give everyone that kind of thanks? So thank you, 00039, Arcane, Curious Cryptogenic, Evan Fang, Flying Ostrich, Flying Bear, Homebrew Dwarf, It's a Doodle, Jinrai, Krez Kauka, Kai Kotsu, Lil Bagel, Lolly Goddess, Mashiro Sora, Obi-Wan-Nomi, Soul Flayer, Wakuzo, and your pal Jinx. Thank you all. I hope you enjoy that. I hope you all have a wonderful morning, evening, or night, no matter where you are. Farewell for now, lovely people.